Johnny's birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all going to sing happy birthday to the unpredictable Johnny Rodz. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Johnny. Happy birthday to you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your May Day in May opening contest. Introducing first from Staten Island, New York. This is Chris, the man, Romano. Welcome to May Day in May, Sweet Bobby G.
It's always a pleasure to be here, except that I have to sit next to you, James Alexander.
The long-awaited, what? The long-awaited May Day in May has arrived, and the bell is gone, and it's official. I mean, Chris the Man Romano, since training in the Team Taz Dojo, the first class of the new Team Taz Dojo, I mean, look at this. This is a new man, new music, new ring gear, but will that be enough to take on 245 pounds of the Ultimate Security, John Elias, also known as the Professional, for he is like a hitman in that ring. Tell us all about it, Sweet Bobby G.
Well, you know that I'm prejudiced for Chris Romano. I mean, he looks tremendous. New look for Chris Romano. But to debut your new persona, so to speak, against Ultimate Security, that could be a mistake. I mean, it could just be a waste.
Well, I may agree with you there. I think what you're trying to get at is Chris the Man Romano. He is not likely to win against a much larger and much, oh my God. Look at the intensity of John Elias. Ooh! Unbelievable, Bobby! Did you see those chops? Of course you didn't. Irish whip off the ropes and on the comeback and a big clothesline. And Romano, I think he's losing his new pants. Got him up, scoop, and a slam.
Oh, and see how smart Chris Romano is getting out of the ring. He just broke up any momentum that the Ultimate Security, John Elias, would have had. And that's what you have to do with such a powerful, strong, and quick individual as John Elias. I think sometimes we forget just how quick John Elias is in that ring.
Well, John Elias, now Romano there baited him in, and that kind of feeds into what I was talking about. John Elias has been a man as of late that wants to define himself. He wants to be known as the professional, the ultimate security. A man born John Elias wants to find his own wrestling persona. And you would argue someone built like that wouldn't have to, but Chris Romano knows he is the man. But can he beat someone larger than him, someone stronger than him in this manner? And that man is John Elias.
I don't really know here, James Alexander, what plan Chris Romano has. I mean, if he's doing a rope-a-dope trying to tire out John Elias, this is an extremely big mistake and a big power slam right there.
Well, I've been doing my research. Big leg drop there. This could be a cover. Hooks that far leg. No. I've been doing my research. Team Taz is not just a wrestling finishing school. What it is it teaches you intensity. It teaches you what it teaches you is to have your own identity, your own persona. I mean, Taz was known as the first of his kind to do such a thing. He came out of Gleason's gym. I mean, he was the first MMA style wrestler when he became big. So you gotta think he didn't learn that here. He learned that on his own. And now Team Taz is trying to put forward that initiative to new stars, and Chris Romano is one of them. And I believe that Team Taz and Taz himself would have been the one to say, you know what, where's something different this month? I mean, jive a little more, strut a little more, get people to start watching Chris Romano, because Romano's always been a great wrestler.
Chris Romano, I'm just waiting for Chris Romano to become world champion here at WWE one day. What do you mean again? Yeah, well, he should be. Yeah, twice. He should be. Yeah.
There you go.
That sounds good. I like the way that sounds.
Elias may be a future champion as well, but not if he runs into clotheslines like that, and no. Romano just felt a little bit of the power of John Elias on that kick out. John Elias, a man trying to find himself, and Chris Romano, a man trying to redefine himself, but he always has that perfection in his offense. Every one of his maneuvers, you said, reminds you of a hybrid Dean Malenko, Chris Benoit. Very precise, very calculated, and, well, a professional.
Well, I got to tell you, it's coming at a time where I stop comparing Chris Romano to people and start comparing other people to Chris Romano.
That's well said. And John Elias, he could be compared to a lot of people as well, but it's not comparisons, it's winning matches. And John Elias has to pick up some steam, and maybe he will. I mean, a simple shoulder block. Do you see what that did to Chris Romano? Bounced his head right off the mat and baiting him in right into that knee to the midsection. I won't call it a kitchen sink because this isn't a video game. Thank you very much for pointing that out. Sweet Bobby G. And a little juking and jiving. And I think Taz might have been right. Now the crowd notices Chris Romano, but will that be enough?
And one of my favorites right here. Oh, I love that. That backbreaker is almost as good as mine.
Yes, the G-spot backbreaker, like the G-spot DDT and the G-spot. Oh, wait. You know, there's always changes to the card. We may have another change to the card here.
Everything is not called the G-spot. It's the G-spot DDT. The Texas Cloverleaf is called the Bobby Lock. And as far as the mic check, I'm thinking of a name. Maybe you could be useful, James Alexander, and think of something.
Complete G-spot is what I would call it. Anyway, both men considering the same maneuver there with that clothesline.
How about the G-shot? So you have the G-spot, the G-shot, and the Bobby Lock. How about the walk on G Street?
It's a little lengthy, but I can get used to it. But this match does not involve U Street, Bobby G. It involves these two men on a very, very hot night in the summer. Oh! Tilt-a-whirl power slam does not get him. And now you see John Elias trying to put something together here. He has to remain in control. You do not want to give Chris Romano an inch.
Chris Romano is taking one of the most vicious beatings I have ever seen him take here in WWE. I mean, a big spine buster, but what is the strategy that
cover? Got him, no.
What is the strategy that we're seeing here from Chris Romano? I mean, is it a rope-a-dope? Does Chris Romano think he could go this far with John Elias?
If he's been watching tapes, John Elias is far from a dope. Whoa! But maybe I've been wrong before. There we go, rolls him up a schoolboy, he got him.
And just like that, Chris Romano takes this match and is maybe one step closer to being the world champion again.